Hi, artists. It's Miss Lee. It's kind of dark out today, even though it's morning. So I have some spotlights on me, and it looks like I'm in a dark room, but I'm not actually. Today we're going to be starting, and this week we're going to be starting a unit called Looking at Our World. The unit objectives, this is what you should be able to do by the end of the unit, is one, learn about artworks. Students will understand that art is a way for people to experience and respond to beauty. Two, learn how artists communicate. Students will understand that artists look for ways to record how things appear. Three, experience the theme as artists. Students will understand that thinking and working as artists, they can observe and record what they see. Four, experience the theme as viewers of art. Students will understand that as perceivers, they can consider the different ways that artists organize the artworks they create. So here's the plan for this week. We'll be learning sketches and studies. We'll be drawing models, poses, and proportions. We'll do an artist study of an artist named Jean-Michel Basquiat. We'll draw a portrait, and then the last day we'll review the color wheel. So our first lesson today is called Looking Closely. Sometimes we look at our world very closely. Have you ever looked closely at the way your hands look holding a ball or at the details of a pattern on a colorful shirt? Today we'll be looking at objects very closely. Sometimes artists make sketches to remember and understand what they see. A sketch can be a drawing without a lot of detail. Some sketches have more details than others. Is this a sketch or a finished drawing? What do you think? You're right if you said that it was a sketch. I can tell that it's a sketch because it's lightly drawn. It's kind of just the contour or the outline of the hand. There are not too many details. There are a couple of drawings that are overlapping each other. So that's how I can tell it's a sketch. Now let's look at this drawing by M.C. Escher. How is this work different from the first? Well, we do see a lot more details, and we see some shading. We see a lot of lines, but they're not sketchy lines. Sketchy lines are overlapping lines that some are permanent and some are not. Some are kept and some are not. But this drawing by M.C. Escher shows a lot of details, and it looks very finished, although the concept of the art is that the hands are drawing each other and part of like the sleeve does not quite look finished, but that's part of the idea of this artwork. Artists use sketches to plan their work. Here's an artwork by Patricia A. Rennick, and you can see that she had done a lot of sketches before she completed the final artwork. So sketches are a way for us to plan. And as part of our cycle of creative process, remember a plan is a lot of times a sketch by an artist. All right, here's a new word for you, contour. A contour drawing shows the edges or the outline of a shape or a form. So when we're just doing line drawings and we're drawing the outline of things, that's sometimes an art called contour. So your studio activity for today is to draw or sketch a contour of your hand, an outline drawing. And I'm going to do a couple of examples for you. So when I'm starting a sketch, especially a sketch of something I'm looking at, I want to make sure that whatever I'm looking at is not moving. And so I'm going to try and keep my hand, that is my model, holding the pencil, very still. That way it won't change my picture as I'm drawing it, but I'm starting off with just the outline shape or the contour shape. Contour just means the outline. I'll add the details later. So I already drew like the top of my hand and my thumb. I'm going to go around it. I'm going to put that pencil in there. And then once I get like a good idea of what the overall picture is going to look like, that's when I start filling in the details like shading and lines and things like that. An important thing to remember when you're sketching is that your sketch does not have to look perfect. It's a sketch, it's a quick drawing. So I'm going to be making some mistakes in my drawing, and that's fine. I can try and find solutions for it, or some of the mistakes I might keep. At this point, I'm going to fast forward. It took me some time to sketch this first sketch. I want you to take your time. Remember that I'm refining details. I am changing shapes and lines as I'm sketching. The lines are quick. There are a lot of kind of scribbly lines, overlapping lines. The lines that I know I want to keep, I start drawing darker. So those are things to keep in mind while you are sketching. I'm going to start another sketch of my hand in the empty space of my paper, and I'm just going to try a couple of poses that I feel confident with. And then I'm going to again start with the outline shape, and I'll add the details later. I chose some pretty challenging poses for my hand. Since I'm up for a challenge, but if you feel more comfortable just doing your open hand and practice that a couple of times, then you can start doing a little bit more challenging poses. Both of these sketches took me a total of about 15 minutes to sketch. I took my time, I erased, I tried to fix some mistakes. So when you are doing your sketches, I want you to take your time and really study your sketch. It does not have to be perfect or refined. Remember, you should probably see a lot of little lines, a lot of overlapping lines as you are sketching. For an added challenge, try a blind sketch where you're looking at your hand and drawing it without looking at the paper. All right, so get to it. Do your sketches of your hands and post your sketches onto Seesaw so I can take a look at them.